The iPhone 16 is just around the corner. But should you still consider the 15? After 7 months with the iPhone 15, following 5 years with the iPhone XR, here's my take. I'll break this review into 5 parts. Upgrades from the XR, the pros and cons, whether you should still buy it, and what could have made it better. Let's start off with upgrades from the XR. Number 1 is the display. The 15's display is a massive upgrade. The OLED screen gets super bright up to 2000 nits outdoors and has much higher resolution than the XR's. Number 2, the cameras. With 4 times the resolution and the addition of an ultra-wide lens, the camera is a game changer. Now you can even zoom 2x without losing quality because it crops into that 48 megapixel photo. You can even take portrait shots of objects now, which wasn't really possible with the XR. The default 24 megapixel mode is actually quite impressive, and features like cinematic mode, action mode just elevate the experience. Plus, now the selfie camera has autofocus. Number 3 is the speakers. They're much louder and have a lot more bass, making media consumption more enjoyable. Number 4 is the USB-C port. It's super convenient and versatile, allowing me to access my external SSDs and connect to monitors in high resolution through HDMI. And also I got only carry one cable for my laptop and my phone, which is amazing. Number 5 is the battery life. It's a significant improvement, lasting an entire day, which is plenty good enough for me. Number 6 is MagSafe. I've completely ditched wired charging thanks to MagSafe, and accessories like the MagSafe battery pack and the wallet have genuinely been useful. Number 7 is the design. The frosted back with the slightly curved edges makes it feel premium, and I'm a fan of this year's muted colors. Number 8 is the performance. It's definitely faster than the XR, but slightly behind the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 phones, which is not that big of a deal. Now, let's get into the pros and cons. Let's start with the pros first. Number 1, great cameras. The camera system overall as a package on the 15 is quite solid and great for 95% of people. Number 2 is an excellent display. The display is very high resolution and gets plenty bright outdoors. Number 3 is performance. While it does fall behind Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 phones, the overall performance is still very solid, and you won't face any issues while playing games or doing pretty much anything on your phone. Everything is smooth and fast. Number 4 is USB-C. It's just so convenient now because you just need to carry one cable for all your devices. Number 5 is years of updates. Well, we can at least expect 6 to 7 years of updates from Apple, as the iPhone XR, which essentially is a 6-year-old phone, is still being supported by iOS 18. Number 6 is a wide range of accessories, from cases to MagSafe wallets to adapters. It's just a perk that rival Android phones just don't enjoy. Number 7 is the dynamic island. It allows me to multitask so much easier. It also allows me to see live activities from apps like Zomato and Swiggy, which is a huge W. Now, let's get into the cons. Number 1, and this is my biggest gripe with the 15 series, the speaker rattles above 80% volume. Number 2, slightly overpriced. Considering it's basically last year's Pro model with fewer premium features, it is priced on the higher side. Number 3 is the USB-C port. While it's great that Apple has finally switched to USB-C, the base iPhone 15s can only transfer data at USB 2 speeds, which is similar to Lightning and really slow. Number 4 is no Apple Intelligence support, which is a huge miss for a flagship phone, considering 2024 is the year of AI. Number 5, it doesn't support the console quality AAA games like the Pro models, which again is a miss. Number 6, it still has a 60Hz display, and I think this is one of the biggest cons of this phone, considering every Android flagship or even mid-range phone comes with a 120Hz display, and it would just elevate the experience so much more. If you've used a 120Hz display before, the iPhone 15 might actually feel a bit laggy. Number 7, it lacks some camera features like better zoom, macro mode, and a more advanced ultra-wide lens. Should you still consider buying it? I'd say wait for the iPhone 16 since it's only a week away. And if it doesn't bring any major upgrades, you could always snag the iPhone 15 at a much better price. What could have made it better? Number 1, I'd say Apple Intelligence support, because It is a huge miss considering all past Galaxy phones and Pixel phones do get the new AI features. Number 2 is USB 3 data transfer speeds, which would have made transferring files from my SSD to my iPhone much faster and less of a hassle. Number 3 is at least a 90Hz display. It would have made the iPhone feel so much more smooth and more of a current flagship. Number 4, speakers that don't rattle at high volumes. My iPhone XR, which is 5 years old and has been water damaged, doesn't have this issue. My brand new iPhone 15 has this issue, and Apple still doesn't have a fix for this. Overall, the iPhone 15 is a solid phone for 90% of people. It's definitely a great upgrade from the 14, which was kind of a lackluster release.